Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Harshita, and I will be the sergeant at arms for today's meeting. I'm very much delighted to welcome you all to the 86th meeting of SoundBytes Toastmaster Club. Hope you are all doing well and safe. Before starting the meeting, I would like to mention 3 ground rules which we'll follow in our Toastmasters meeting every time. First one is, please put yourselves on mute if you're not actively speaking. This will avoid distractions during the speeches. Please turn off the video if you are stepping out of the meeting. Third one is, please be cautious when you talk about sex, religion, and politics. Hope new members will join today's session. I want to give a clear picture about the mission of the Toastmasters. As everybody in their life has a mission to achieve their goals, likewise our Toastmasters Club also has a mission. The mission of our Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills. And thereby, the feedback for every speech helps every individual to improve their communication skills effectively. Now, coming to today's theme by Nitya. The theme is Art and Spark. Just I'm guessing that how art in one's life enlightens spark in their life. Just this is a wild guess to keep you all in excitement. Now, I would like to welcome the club's presidential officer, Gaurav. Gaurav is a travel buff and his head is always screwed in some book. Welcome, Gaurav.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harshita. Our club president, Chitra, will be joining this meeting little late. So she has asked me to deliver the presidential speech and start the session. So I hope everyone is ready for today's session and for more fun. So we all are artists some way, somehow. We fight our battles, love and hate, ask our questions, and of course, read the universe in our own unique way. Art is not wrong nor right. It is not a distraction nor a privilege. It is life itself. We as a species cannot simply conceive our life out of art. It is the spark of life. And to explore and improve the art of speaking and communication, we Toastmasters meet every second and fourth Wednesday. Dear Toastmasters and guests, I would like to welcome each and everyone of you to the 86th session of Radisys SoundBytes Club. During these meetings, we encourage, motivate, and aid each other to improve our communication and leadership skills every session. To take us through today's session, we have someone who is an inspiration for most engineers. She is an aspiring guitarist, passionate about technology, and was famously called a spy in her former project. Please welcome the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nitya.
Thanks for the very warm welcome, Gaurav. Start with, art and spark are very well connected, at least in my opinion. Art is nothing but a spark within a person or it's just a self-expression. Some are very well appreciated, some are not. When it comes to a commercialization, some tend to compromise their self-expression or the original idea. And similarly, a spark, an idea, or a self-expression can very well reach to anyone with the artistic form. Probably to describe about the art, the very first thing, is it just a human that they does an artistic form? Of course not. There are many animals or birds we would say we would see in every single day, right? A simple example, a sparrow nest that we could see that express animals and birds do have an artistic form, and it's their just self-expression, right? And there are, during the study of this art, I would come across something like a bower's bird, which actually decorate the bowers, which is a shady place, just to woo their female birds. That's all. And they just decorate it with the flowers, acorns, shells, whatever they could find just nearby, and they do it. When we discuss about art by animals or birds, nowadays it could be triggered due to a scientific study, or to raise a fund for a zoo or some good reasons, right? One movie that I have come across that's called One and Only Ivan. So that's a capture of a real life story of a gorilla, which the gorilla's painting ability helped him to get noticed and in turn rescued from the circus. Yeah, so we talked more about art by animals, and also let's talk about more by the humans in the coming session. So before we move on there, I would like to describe today's agenda in a probably, yeah, I would use art form every single where as that's the today's theme. Yes, we do have a speech art where us prepared the Toastmasters would prepare the speech on certain topics, and they express themselves in the prepared speech agenda. And the next one is a on the spot art, which is the impromptu speaking skills, where on this part there are few topics provided, and the participants are have to express themselves on the ideas. The third one is a listening art. Is, as it said, its evaluation is a listening art where the entire team the evaluation, we do have an evaluation team who would listen through the entire session and provide us a feedback where we can improve ourselves going forward. So with this, I would like to call upon our evaluator, I guess Adarsh is here. Gaurav, can you help me?
Actually, I'm trying to reach others via call. You can continue with the next
Okay,
one.
no
Nitya.
issues. Yeah, we would continue with the today's session. You may have to listen to me for some more time. Okay, so right. When I was thinking about art and spark, there is one event that I've come across, or I've just noticed in the research or the browsing through, that the event is called as a Burning Man event. So some may call it as a festival. This is dedicated to an anti-consumerism and an self-expression of art. So in this Burning Man, they sorry, just yeah. So the Burning Man event run with a few principles. The principles are, first thing is a decommodification, where the buy sell, that principle doesn't work there. In that event, you can't even buy food, water, clothes, or any other goods, or even the art, the arts that made there, that's not for sale. So that's the first principle that they do follow. And the next thing is, anyone can participate in the event. It's not restricted to a certain community or a certain country or anything like that. Anyone can participate there. The next rule of that event is a radical self-expression or a radical self-reliance. So the person, whomever decides what art that they want to create, it's their self-expression. No one can influence that. And the next thing is, they have to fund or raise fund for their work, whatever they plan to do. And also, whatever finally is the outcome of the art, they are supposed to gift it to someone. That cannot be sold. It has to be gifted to someone. So as mentioned, the gifting is another rule of this event. So they encourage gifting. So they the community or the people believe that the more you give, the more you get. So people tend to gift a lot in this event. So I think we talked more about the rules, and probably I'll leave the few rules for the later discussion. So besides that, what is a Burning Man event is all about? As I said, it's just artistic performances or installations. So people have to just decide on every single Burning Man event just runs based on a theme. So they can, the theme is very well advanced, provided. So this event happens in the place called Black Rock Desert in Nevada, USA. So the participants create a temporary city, as in they just create the city with the tents or whatever they just brought with them. They create the city with a theme. Even they name the streets and roads based on the theme. So people here, for the week-long event, they have to manage themselves. As I said, there is nothing can be buy there, nothing can be sold there. So they have to even cook and everything together with the whomever is the participant, and they have to manage themselves. That's another beauty of this event. So probably I would like, yeah. So now I would like to call a person who is very innovative and artistic. You might, I mean, many Toastmasters would have witnessed via his participation in the TM session. So for our 50th TM session, many expressed the number 50 in some form. So he went to an extent to show the 50 kg in a weighing machine. In another instance, usually the voting link is an agenda of the TM session. When he was playing an SAA role, he went to an extent where the voting link is nothing but the gist of the session content. So now I would like to call our general evaluator for today's session, Adarsh. Adarsh. Adarsh, can you come on?
Yes, I thank you, Toastmaster Nitya. Hello, everyone. Sorry for the delay, and I think what would be most impressive about my so-called art is that I actually weigh 100 kgs, so it's not easy to show 50 kgs when you're 100. So without much delay, thank you, Nitya, for that introduction. So today's agenda, I'll be the general evaluator, and we have two prepared speeches today. So besides this, we have the general tag team as well. So we will have Vikash, who will be giving his icebreaker speech, and as well as Shraddha, who will be giving her L1, P2, S1 speech. So for that, I would like to first call upon the evaluator of Shraddha's speech. That would be, hang on a second. Gaurav, Toastmaster Gaurav. So Gaurav, could you please explain the objectives of her speech for us?
Yeah. Thanks, Toastmaster Adarsh. Today I will be evaluating the L1, P2, S1 speech. And the speech objective is, this project is for member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of this speech is for member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. Yeah, that's it from my side. Over to you, Adarsh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav. So after that, I would like to request Toastmaster Sudhindra, who will be evaluating Vikash's icebreaker speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Sudhindra, for explaining the objectives of his speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adarsh. Am I audible?
Yeah, we can hear.
Well, I'm here to evaluate Toastmaster Vikas, the icebreaker speech. The idea of this icebreaker speech is to introduce a speaker to the club and also introduce basic structure of a speech to the speaker. So I'll be evaluating Vikash on basics of the structured speech that he's going to deliver. And yeah, all the best, Vikash, on your maiden speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudhindra. So before we go back to the PM module of the day, we will quickly introduce our evaluation group, which will actually be helping us with the evaluation. So to begin with, I would like to call upon timer role being played by Aishwarya today. So Aishwarya, can you quickly go over the roles and responsibilities of the timer, please?
Thank you, Toastmaster Adarsh. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aishwarya, and I'm going to be the timer for today's session. My role as timer is going to be to monitor the speeches and the time taken during the speeches, table topics, as well as evaluations. At the end of the meeting, I will report the times of each participant and will let you know if you have delivered your presentation within the allotted time frame. To quickly go over the allotted time frames, for prepared speeches, the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. That is a minimum of 5 minutes and a maximum of 7 minutes with an adjustment time of 30 seconds. At 5 minutes, I will show the green light background, which is this. At 6 minutes, I will show the yellow light background, which is this. And at 7 minutes, I will show the red light background, which is this, and I will continue to show this background until the speaker is finished speaking. For evaluations, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes with a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 3 minutes, plus or minus 30 seconds. At 2 minutes, I will show the green background. At 2.5 minutes, I will show the yellow background, and at 3 minutes, I will show the red background until the speaker is finished speaking. For table topics, the time allotted is a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will show the green background. At 1.5 minutes, I will show the yellow background. And at 2 minutes, I will show the red background. That's all from me. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Adarsh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aishwarya. So just to reiterate, we usually don't have voice breakers that often. So the time limit there would be 4 to 6 minutes. Everything else remains the same. So with that, we will move on to our next participant. Sorry, not participant, the evaluator group. So we have Toastmaster Sharath today playing the role of grammarian. Can we have Sharath explain the roles and responsibilities of a grammarian, please?
Thank you, Toastmaster Adarsh. I am Sharath Vasant Kumar. I'll be the grammarian for today. And my role as grammarian is to introduce the word of the day and encourage its use by speakers, evaluators, and table topics participants. I will note who uses the word of the day or derivative of it correctly or incorrectly. I will listen to word usage and note any awkward or misuse of the English language, such as incomplete sentences, incorrect grammar, malapropisms, etc. So let me share my screen now for the word of the day. Yeah. Can someone confirm if the screen is visible with the word of the day?
Yeah, it's visible.
The word of the day is tenacious. The meaning, holding tightly onto something or keeping an opinion in a determined way. Examples. First example, the baby took my finger in its tenacious little fist. Example number 2, there has been tenacious local opposition to the new airport. So I'll encourage all of you to use word of the day, tenacious. I'll be keeping this in my background as well, and I'll put it in the chat as well for your easy reference. That's all from me. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharath. With that, we'll move to the last member of the evaluator group, that is the R counter. Can we have R counter Harshita please explain the roles and responsibilities of R counter?
Actually, Chitra is playing the counter role.
Yeah, I didn't see her here, so I assume it might be.
Yeah.
She will join after some time.
Okay.
We can explain the roles and responsibility of our counter, and she can continue once she joins.
Just a second. Let me open the counter role.
Is there anything I can pitch in?
Yeah. So, Sudhindra, do you want to go ahead and just give a brief overview of our counter role?
Sure, Adarsh. Yeah. So the role of an counter is to note down.
Very long pause. Yes. No, we lost you for a second. Yeah.
Okay, that was an example. I was just doing a demo.
You got us.
Yeah. So yeah, like these, the filler words and the R and M's. Our counter will provide his report at the end of the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudhindra. Like you explained, the filler words that the crutch words that we use, that report will be given by our counter today. So with that, let me hand it back to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nitya. You'll hear from us at the end of the session.
Thanks, Adarsh. So today I would like to call a person who loved to sketch and clay modeling. He also loves to help her daughter while she's coloring her color book. He finds it fun and relaxing. A village boy, Vikash Kumar, a village boy. I would like to call Vikash Kumar to present his icebreaker speech.
Yeah, thank you, Nitya. Am I audible? So, good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. My name is Vikash Kumar, and I am the youngest child to my parents, among 2 brothers and 2 sisters. I was born in a small village in district Bijnor of Uttar Pradesh in a joint family. There were around 17% in the family, and the main source of income of family was agriculture. The village was backward and education was not so popular. But my grandmother used to know the importance of education as she came from an educated family, so she decided to educate their children against the will of my grandfather. And that's the result. My father and uncle got job just 2 years before my birth. The family was struggling still with their financial situation. That's why I have completed my primary education from the village school. The life of village was fun and adventurous. There was an ultimate level of freedom. We used to run away from the school whenever we got the chance because there were only 3 teachers for nursery to 5th and they could not control all of us. We had no focus on our education and that's made my parents worried. So as soon as the financial situation of family got improved little bit, my parents moved to a town near the village so that we children can get better education. Now, first time I have come to a town, I was bounded, my freedom was lost, my friends were remain in village. I became taciturn and started enjoying my own company. Because there were lots of cultural difference between town and village and I didn't easily met up with town culture and eventually grew up as an introvert personality. Gradually, I started doing good in academics And after completing my 12th and graduation, I moved to a new city for further education. This time, that village boy has come to a new city. He was feeling alone, having a loads of burden of parents and family expectation. And first year of my college went out in complete tension. Because first time I saw the real persons are speaking in English. And conversational English was for an alien thing for me. And that's made me worried. Because the fee I paid that time was the highest amount I have seen together till then. I started thinking that my father had made a wrong bid on me, or I have come on a wrong place. But with the help of friend and encouragement of family, somehow I managed to pass my first semester without any backlog. And that's boost up my confidence. After that, I completed my MCA without any backlog and with good marks. But the fear for English remains same. I lost few placement opportunity just because of my weak English. And I started running away from the interviews because of fear of English. I remained unemployed for around 1 year. Then I got job in a small company through one of my friend's reference. There I sharpened my technical skill and moved to another organization. And then I started earning well. And then I realized to continue in this career for a long time, I have to improve my weak points. And then I started working on my weak skills and weak communication skills. And as a part of that, today I'm trying my first ever speech in front of you to improve myself. Now, about 3 years ago, I got married to a wonderful lady and become a father to 2-year-old cute little daughter. And enjoying one of my favorite hobby, which I started as a compulsion just to reduce my education budget, is cooking. Today I can cook almost all kind of North Indian food, some Indo-Chinese and some Italian dishes. I have cooked a complete 3-course buffet for around 50 to 60% for a house party, and the result was way beyond than my expectation. So in my journey, I have enjoyed the childhood of a village, educated in a town, now living and working in a city. But still I have some hope to go back and live in village. I have some special feeling for my village life. I think that is why it is said that Janani Janam Bhumisya Swargadapi Garyasi. Thank you.
Thank you, Vikash. You took us to a short walkthrough of a village, town to city, and your wish back to go to the village. That was wonderful. Thank you. Now, I would like to call a person who loves to travel, especially with friends. And she also likes to play badminton. With respect to art, she mentioned that she born and brought up in a place which is very famous, that's called Bidari work. And it's a Bidari in Karnataka. So the Bidari work is nothing but as a pottery which is designed with a silver string. For her, the art is something like which represents the real us. That's how she believes it. With this, I would like to call Voice It Out, Sharada Devini. Sharada Devini, voice it out.
Okay, am I audible and visible clearly? Okay, so should I tell what my thoughts are? If I say, I don't know how will it sound, and I don't know what will people say about it, and will it be right to say it? These are few general questions which we all think about when we want to convey our thoughts. So good afternoon, Toastmasters. Today, I will be addressing these questions and my topic is voice it out. So humans have a special power which to express their thoughts and ideas. This special power is so great that humans do not need any cape or a mask, but instead use their minds. And this power is not nothing but it is called as an opinion. An opinion is not only what a person thinks, but it is also a belief. In a democratic society, all opinions are valuable. Opinions and inputs bring about so many great ideas and innovations, which really has a power to change the world. Opinions can and will evolve, sometimes at the risk of reshaping. And as much as you are entitled to it, don't be tenacious about it. Some opinions may not be right, but it is very natural that you may have a different opinion, and which is a kind of growing and improvement. So when you put forward your opinions, not necessarily everyone will agree to it. Does that mean you'll really stop giving opinions? No, of course not. Just put it forward. So this was all about the opinions. Now the main thing is, when do we need to address them? I believe we all have so many things to say about, but the real battle is, when do we say it? This is what, like, more than half of the battle is. Uh, with this, I remember one instance of mine. Let me share this instance with you. So once I visited office and we were all in a meeting room discussing about how to ramp up more efficiently with the new joinees. Then I suddenly went to my flashback when I was an intern. During that days, that struggle of beginning the journey and how I felt that time. So this, with all this I had experience, I could have filled the gap and answered the questions what was the meeting was really arranged for. Then this experience gave me an assertive and negatives of an existing program. Then Shraddha, suddenly a sound came from my manager that brought me back to the meeting room. Then my manager asked me, like, do you have any thoughts or you want to share any opinion about this? I wanted to say yes, because that is what I really faced, or I know what are the main issues and what are the main outcomes of that. But somewhere my thoughts didn't allow me to say yes. Um, Somehow manager said okay, and he proceeded with the meeting. But I was stuck with my reply. I wanted to contribute to the meeting. I wanted to say what I felt and what are the changes we have to make in the training program. Uh, but I was not able to say that. Just after the meeting, I pinged my manager about the ideas I was having, and he really appreciated it. With that appreciation, he also gave me a statement that you it would be better if you have told it in front of everyone. That would have brought or created impact on a whole planning. So based on your thoughts, maybe the planning would have been completely different. So this is what the point is, guys. We always say, voice it out. Voice it out. Your opinion, your thought. Yes, we do. Eventually we do. But when? Do we do it at a right time? That is a question for many people. Like, when will be the right time? Or we feel shy that we think that will it be right to say that? But having opinion is healthy. But most thing is, when do we put it front of others? What is the right time? In my case, if I would have spoken in the meeting, it might have added a different way to the plan. Having a sense of opportunity and situation while voicing it out definitely creates a huge impact. So it's perfectly okay that if you are having a different opinion or a stream, as I have already mentioned, it is a natural process. So having a different thought is not a bad thing. Just keep it forward. Raise your voice about it. And let's take an ongoing example. I think everyone has heard about Eknath Shinde. Uh, about the Maharashtra news, which is recently going on nowadays. Here, I don't want to speak about the politics, but I felt this as a really very good example. Here, Eknath Shinde is having a different opinions, different point of views about his party. So having different mindset is not a bad thing. Different mindsets can have many paths to follow. He did not like the party agenda or other things. He carried all those thoughts within him for a very long time, but did not voice it out. So it would have been really appreciated if he would have put forward his thoughts on a right time. Uh, Instead of waiting till the end and waiting for all these things to happen, if he would have put his thoughts earlier, then maybe this would have not been the current situation of Maharashtra government. So, as I have already mentioned, we all have opinions against the stream, but having the courage to put forth them is what makes the game-changing event. Somebody has said, "Bol dala to life jingalala." So keeping things inside you will never give it a value or a worth to them. Keeping things inside will never bring the word to it. So try it. Don't make excuses about your point of view. Then uh, put put forward your thoughts. Then see the impact and feedback you get from the people. Thank you all.
Thank you, Sharda Devni. It was a very good takeaway for all of us. Voice it out in the right time. So moving on to our today's theme, which is art and spark. I've brought that to a festival or even called a Burning Man. We were discussing about the many rules in the Burning Man, the event. So the another rule that captured my attention is something like a leaving no trace, which can be followed in every single event that happens, being it a birthday party or any other simple event that happens, right? Probably we could take that as a rule. So this leaving no trace, as I said, when they start the Burning Man event, people create a temporary city with whatever the tents or the things that people just get along with them, right? So at the end of the festival, people make sure that they leave no trace, as in they clean up every single thing and leave it the way as it is when they entered before. So I was really impressed with this rule, and we should follow it probably in every single event. Though there are many other rules of the Burning Man event, probably the main things or whatever attracted me that I've discussed it so far, though it has so many a good intention with the certain wealthy participants, it seems like there are some objective of the Burning Man is getting compromised in the recent years. But apart from all of that, still it seems to encourage the artist with their self-expression. So that is well appreciated. So moving on to our next impromptu session. So I would like to call a person who is a travel enthusiast and a nature lover. She also adopted a sloth bear recently. When it comes to her hobby, she would like to paint and do-it-yourself crafts. She loves Indian arts. She has given a great explanation for that. Even I was mesmerized by that. Indian arts are with the deep ancestral roots, and it depicts the beauty of our ancient India. It has vibrant colors, tone, diverse contrast, makes it completely a different form from all other art forms. For her, life without color is boring. So she keep adding some radiant spark to it every single day. So with this intro, I would like to call our table topic master for today, Ikta Abhishek. Please come on stage. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, fellow Toastmasters. Good afternoon. So, yeah, once I came to know about the theme, Art and Spark, it certainly I could relate to it because, yeah, I love paintings and I keep on doing it every weekends. And I'm really fond of Indian art, and because it has its own history and the colors which they had used previously. It's something which is really interesting to know. It has each painting has a story, and so many people involved in it. So yeah, that's how I relate to it. So yeah, coming back to the table topic session. So I'm thinking once Nitya has related art and spark to every aspect of life. So I was thinking, why not to go a little in the past, in the memory lane, and think something which we had done in our childhood, and now we do miss it. And let's recall it and add some spark to it with our own stories. So I'll share my screen, and we'll see how it goes. So I expect everybody, I mean, every one of you to take part at least and try. Okay. So is my screen visible? So I'll just start off with, so the best thing about memories is making them. So I was thinking we'll add some spark, some memories, and some stories, and some tenacious memories. So I would like somebody to volunteer and just tell who would like to say about these two things. I've just opened it just so that you could get some idea. So any volunteers? Hello, am I audible? Yeah. So two things I have showed for the first time. I'm unable to see, just a moment. Yeah. Okay. Let me bring it back. Okay.
Hopefully you're still on the same slide.
Yeah. Okay. I'll open it one by one then.
Okay.
Chalo. Okay. So it's a Nokia mobile phone. I guess everybody might have used this 3310 and might have great memories. So I would really like if you could share something about it.
Thank you so much for giving this topic, Ekta. As you rightly said, the best thing about memories is making them. And this is where we started making memories of chatting over SMS. Remember? And 3310, I still use all my passwords are things, are words that I wrote on my 3310 mobile. Remember the number codes? I don't know when and how we moved to QWERTY keypad. I seriously miss the keypad. The way we used to text on this phone was crazy. And the Snake, the best ever video game on mobile. Nothing has beaten it. And you have a clan of people who play with the keys 2, 4, 6, 8, and there are a clan of people who play with just the 2 buttons, up and down. Wow. And there will be competitions always, and everyone wants to show that their way of playing is the right way and forces others to try out, play. And yes, that was so that was about 3310. And the last but not the least is its power and it's tenacious build quality. It's like no matter how how it falls, you can assemble it back and use. one of the best phones. Wish it had 4G in it. Well, hopefully, yeah, Radisys mobiles, maybe Radisys devices might bring it back, something like this. Let's see. I would like to open the next one, or I'm done with my time. Where are you, the timer? It's yellow. Are we ready to open the yellow, or it's
Okay.
okay? Yes, this is how these audio records, and this is how the Renault 045 was famous for its use. And so are Nataraj pencils. No matter whether we use them to write or scribble down something, it was definitely one of the things which are kept next to my tape recorder so that I can roll a tape back the moment it gets stuck in the tape recorder. Yep, thank you so much for reliving those old memories, Toastmaster Ekta. Back to you.
Thank you. So I would ask somebody who would like to take part in the next one. So I have more 4 of them. So I would really ask somebody to volunteer.
I would like to go next.
Okay. So the green one, I'll open it for you.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, it's railway coach, right?
Yeah, the old ones which we used to go back in 90s.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Ekta, for giving this opportunity. I would say it's not very old. Last time when I went via railways, I have used one of these coaches. But yeah, definitely this time it was AC. Earlier, when we used to be kid and used to go from one city to another city, we used to follow these railway coaches where ideally we used to get the ticket, but some of our friends, like, they used to just check, hey Gaurav, do you have ticket? Then they just used to come with us. So those kind of things people have done. But yeah, we have very fond memories of all these coaches. The journey, what we have done in these are very memorable. And I still remember, like, first time when I came to Karnataka, like from my hometown. So I traveled via 2 trains, one from my hometown to Delhi, and the next one from Delhi to Karnataka. And from Delhi to Karnataka, it was like 46 hours journey. I have seen all different kind of weathers, all different kind of soils, their smell, the weather, all those things are still with me. And I can say, like, it's a very strong teenager's memory, which I cannot forget for my whole life. Yeah, can we move to the next one?
Sure.
It seems to be floppy disk, right?
Yes.
Okay. Frankly speaking, I do not have any experience of these drives. I have just seen it in my school when we used to go to our computer class, where only one computer used to be there for 40 students. Not only for 40, like for whole school. And class by class, we used to go there, and only one person used to touch that system at a time, and other used to watch the screen. So it was a fun thing for us. Since we like, only one person was allowed to touch the screen and do some painting over there, we used to play with the other stuff. So I have only that memory with these floppy disks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav, for participating. Yeah. So I have 2 more. I would like if 2 more people could come ahead and take part.
One for each, is it? I thought everyone has to keep
no,
on two.
I
That's
just
why
kept it wrong. No, I just kept it random because I think participants I could see. So I was thinking, okay, I have 2 more. Let me just open one for each.
Yeah. Sorry for starting that one. I
No,
thought
no.
both are for one person.
Yeah, I kept it like that, but then I was thinking, let's add on one more person if they want to participate.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I guess Aishwarya was raising her hand. At least I thought so.
I was, yes. I'd like to go.
Okay, sure.
Oh, Super Mario. Okay, I'm going to be timing myself as well, so I'm just gonna look at. Okay, I don't think there's anybody on this call who has not played this game, at least on their friends' computers, if not their own. The sweetest, cutest 8-bit game that is interestingly making a comeback on various internet sites. Even now, if you can find a good enough link, you can play this game. Those mushrooms that would come out and give us a power boost. I might be remembering wrong. They were the ones that you had to that gave us a power boost, right? And then
Yes.
you got you ate a power booster, and then you became big, and then you became small. Oh my, I loved them. I specifically remember playing this game when I used to go to my grandparents' house and during my summer vacations. And all day, what would you do in a hot city like Hyderabad? All you would do is sit in front of the cooler, angle the cooler just right so it would be in front of the computer table, and play this game and Pac-Man all day long. Best times of our lives. I don't think there's a single millennial or 90s kid who will disagree with me. Super Mario really made our childhoods. Thank you. That's about it.
Thank you. So the last one I have here, is anybody who would like to come up?
Yeah, I will try.
Yeah, sure. If you could guess this.
Thank you. This is the antenna which we during our childhood, which we have at top of our house, every house. Sometimes we feel that some kind of crows or sparrows will stand on it, and it will spoil the antennas. Those birds will spoil the antennas also. And sometimes if wind is fast, antenna will move and will move forward and backward. Then our television signal will be switching on and off. Then sometimes during my childhood, I used to again go to the top stairs, set it in a position, and I asked my parents to check if the signal is proper or not. I remember this all. Later on also, when this if we change our house also, we used to carry this antenna, again fix it for the signals. And slowly this antennas are vanished, and now Tata Skies and the fiber nets are coming. But this is a good memory for us during our childhood. And even recently in some movies also, they will picture us in some old 19th century or 20th century movies. They will make the scenes of this antenna, like some person will stand on the top stairs and hold the antenna so that it will not move. The household people will watch the television serials at that time. Yeah, this is a good memory recollection. And thank you. This is from my side.
Thank you. So yeah, I wanted to, just recall everybody. They will think what all things we had done. People who are not speaking, they might also be thinking what all different tenacious memories they have related to these pictures, be it Mario, cassettes, or Nokia mobile phones. So yeah, thank you, fellow Toastmasters, for participating here. Over to you, Nitya.
Thank you, Ekta. You made us bring out our childhood memories that we are holding back for within us. So thank you for that. So moving on to our theme, which is Burning Man or Art and Spark. So the Burning Man event ends with a big effigy that they burn at the end of the event. So even I could not understand what is the reason behind it, just as a formality or as a end of the festival, people seems to celebrate that. So when I think about an art, though I'm not an artistic in any way, but I see that after I've started cooking after my marriage, I see that cook is an art, of course, but it depends on whom I cook. I make it artistic or I I may spoil it, though it's not intentional. So with that, I would like to call or move on to our next segment of the session, which is an art of listening. So I would like to call our general evaluator, Toastmaster Adarsh, to take it forward.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nitya. So I think before we have the overall session evaluation from me, I would like to call upon the timer just to give the timer report before we have the other evaluators. So can we have the timer give us the, we'll start off with the evaluators. So to begin with, I'll call upon Toastmaster Sudhindra to provide his evaluation.
Sure. Thank you, Toastmaster Vikash. Can you please come on video if possible? Yeah, thanks. They say, yesterday itself I was reading, the first step is the hardest, and many congratulations to you, Vikash, for taking this first step into your Toastmasters journey. And it was I'm really glad to know you as a person, and the way you, I would start from the beginning, from the end, and the beginning, the way you ended, Janani Janmabhumischa Sargadapi Garis, and your title, Village Boy. That's where I could connect, no matter where you stand today, how big the city is, how tall is your building is, you said, I am still rooted. That is the essence of any person, any life. And that was very good. It's very good to know a person who is so much rooted. And they are the people, kind of people whom I look up, as a good friend, as a good subordinate. Apart from that, in your speeches, you first good part, what I saw is that you stood up and gave your speech. A point of feedback is that you could have done something to adjust your camera angle so that it looks like you're talking to the audience in front of you. It was little down. And then at that point, even I was playing a dual role of an R counter, and I saw you were very good at taking pauses instead of taking using any filler words, R's or M's. That is good part of it. And one more good part is that though you said you are poor in English and all, there were a lot good usage of nice English words, like you were talking in English was alien to you, and then peer pressure was creeping on you and things like that. So you used a good English usage, was there in your speech throughout. And I would love to come down to your place, and please do invite all of us. And we will be, no matter what time you call, we will be there to serve your food. And with that, I would like to end my evaluation. All the very best. Looking forward for more of your speeches. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudhindra. So after this, I would like to call upon Gaurav to present the evaluation.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Adarsh. Shraddha, could you please come on video? Okay, anyway. First of all, yeah, congratulations, Shraddha, for completing your L1, P2, S1 speech. I would say it was a tenacious thought which you have put in front of us, that be with your opinion, speak out, and have courage. Then only you can enjoy your life in the fullest manner. There were a lot of positive things which I got from your speech, like the way you started your speech. It started with some questions to the people. You started to interact with the audience. So that was a very nice start, I would say. And you did not spend much time in the introduction and other part. So that was very good. The next beautiful thing which I liked was the personal touch. You put a story in your speech which was related to this topic, and you explained how you felt when you were in a meeting room, what all thoughts were running into your mind. So all those things, like we all were able to correlate, I guess. Even I was feeling like I was in such situation many times and I never spoke out. So it was very relatable. You tried some good voice modulations when you gave different contexts, but few things which you might have done better in this speech are like, when you started your speech with questions, you should have given some pauses so that people will get some time to reflect on those thoughts. So that's one take which I want to give you. Next thing is, you try to use the voice modulation, but I believe it would have been better if you, like with the pauses, if you have done that, like the way you said your manager, you started getting some sound from your manager, right? So if you have added some pauses there, that voice modulations, impact of that voice modulation might have been more. Then about your overall story, you started with what opinion is, what you are going to deliver, you explain all those things. Then you came to the main point, when you should speak out. That is the main point, right? Because a lot of thoughts are running in our mind, but when we should speak out, that's the main thing. Then you told us about a leader, political leader, Eknath Shinde, and you gave some of his references. So there were multiple parts in your story. What I believe the missing link was just a right transition among those. And one good thing, like you tried to add some humor with the quotation, like isko laga dala to life jingalala. But again, the same thing, if you would have used it with the right pauses and with the right transition, we might have seen a better impact. Overall, it was a very nice speech. You crafted a very tenacious thought, and I believe all of us have got the gist of the meeting. Gist of your speech is, never hold yourself, go ahead, speak out, and then you will enjoy your life with freedom. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav. I would now like to request the timer of the day, Toastmaster Aishwarya, to present her report.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Adarsh. As a precursor to my report, I would just like to say I have thoroughly enjoyed everybody's speeches today. The theme, Art and Spark, has been so creative. So I just want to give a round of applause for this theme and all the speeches, especially Toastmaster Nitya's detailed description of the Burning Man Festival. I have heard about the festival, but I did not know so much about this festival. So it was really enlightening. Moving on, I will present my report now. For Toastmaster Vikash, with his icebreaker speech, took 5 minutes, 20 seconds, so well within time. Toastmaster Shraddha took 6 minutes, 54 seconds, so cutting it very close there, but still within time. For table topics, we had first Toastmaster Sudhindra with 2 minutes, 15 seconds, Toastmaster Gaurav with 2 minutes, 11 seconds, myself with 1 minute, 27 seconds, and Toastmaster Harshita with 1 minute, 27 seconds. As far as the evaluator speeches go, for the icebreaker speech evaluator, Toastmaster Sudhindra took 2 minutes, 30 seconds. And for the other speech evaluation, Toastmaster Gaurav overshot by a very marginal 9 seconds. So it was 3 minutes, 9 seconds. That is all for on my end. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster Adarsh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aishwarya. With that, from what we see, everybody has qualified. So I'll just go up with my general evaluation for the day, and we'll keep the rest of the counters.
Sorry to cut you. The grammarian report is.
Yeah. I would come to you and the R counter at the end, so that you can a comprehensive report. All right. So to begin with, I think it was really great because I wasn't there. and I missed a good part of the Burning Man due to other burning issues. So overall, I felt it was like joining a movie a little late, and you're trying to figure out what is this all about. But I think the way Nitya, overall you explained, it was really, you covered very different aspects of one thing, and I think you also picked out the things that appealed the most to you. So that was really good. Then, of course, you stood up the whole session, and you also kept in mind to introduce the speeches in the proper manner, the speaker title, speaker format. So I felt all those were good. I found it a little difficult to evaluate the content itself. Like I said, I was a little late, so sorry about that. But otherwise, I felt that it was a very smooth flowing session where you had something prepared for every transition of the meeting. So that is something that I think went very well. Moving on to the first speaker today, Vikash, I think what I would say is, sometimes people give a speech and you're giving a first speech. How do you set a mood? I felt you had absolutely no problem at all. You just came on stage, you spoke, and everybody was completely wrapped with attention. The mood that you set, everybody was completely captured with that. I think you have a talent for that. The way you spoke, they were so plain and simple. I felt it was a story of great empathy, and I think at the same time it was of great tenaciousness. So that's something that I felt. It was something everybody at the audience side, we were able to connect with the whole, the background, the growing phase of a person. So that I would say you could have used some more hand gestures where you were talking about different sizes, like village, town, and bigger town, and so on. Otherwise, I felt for a L1 speech, I think you completely smashed it. So that was really brilliant first speech, I would say, from Vikash. Looking forward to hear more from you. Coming to Shraddha, I think here also I felt you spoke so plainly, and it was as if the situations that you have taken, everybody has gone through, and you were just putting it into words what was in our mind. It was so easy to connect, and everybody was, listening. So it almost needed no kind of introduction. So related to that, I felt maybe a little bit of research that you could have done more. I felt for your topic, and otherwise I felt it was really very emotive and easy to connect. So I think other than that, I think it was a really great speech overall. Now, one point I felt common for both the speakers, I think if you contrast it with some of the other speakers today, it was the angle with which you were actually speaking. But the manner in which you were speaking worked for you, but I think most of the time you were looking down at the camera. So it doesn't really feel that comfortable as audience. It feels like you're lying down and they're just looking at you, especially when you make some strong points. So that would have a better impact. I understand that there are constraints, but I think some speakers did manage to work around that. So I think that would be a common point I would say to both the speakers today. But yeah, I think we have really good young speakers in our group, I can say with that. Quickly moving on to Ekta, who was the table topic master of the day. I think full marks to you. I think the best part of today's table topic was you didn't just conduct a session, you made everybody happy. Everybody who came on the stage, they were just so happy to just be speaking. I think there was no need for a timer. You could just have had everybody speak. So I think that was really something that was so enjoyable. People were enjoying it. It wasn't even like a session when you're talking to somebody else. So I felt you completely nailed it, both the images that you had and as well as the content that you brought out. So yeah, generally I would say the same thing about all the speakers instead of going individually. I think we have seen. What I thought you could have done a little better would have been to explain the rules a little bit better, I think, because there was a slight confusion. Do I get two options? Because generally in table topics, people want more input so that they can, where they get stuck. That I think we can do further as we go on. Now, coming on to the evaluation itself, yeah, I think Sudhindra, I think we know he's a very well-seasoned evaluator. What I liked is that he asked the speaker to come on camera and deliver a very personal touch to his the overall evaluation. And I think I felt was really splendid is that you explained the meaning of that Sanskrit sutra, and you did not actually say it like this is what it means or something. You just so nicely wove it into your evaluation and appreciated the speaker at the same time. That really shows the level of maturity you have learned in the way you give feedback, and that's not easy, where you're trying to address different aspects of a speech. Not you're addressing the speaker, you're addressing the audience. And as a speaker, I think you've shown really commendable performance today, I would say. What did I don't think I had too many points to say about that, Sudhindra, beyond that. Moving on to Gaurav, I think, Gaurav, I liked your evaluation the least, because I did not have any points after you gave. You covered everything. I was like, okay, this point, that point. I think more or less you have covered everything. And the way you gave examples also, I felt that was very good. Like these transitions, so many points. So that's what I would say. Again, you also requested the speaker to come on audience. So I felt there is a very good growing, we are growing in our roles as evaluators. I can see that. So that's really nice to appreciate. That's something that I would appreciate as a general evaluator. So that's my overall evaluation so far. I think finally we have had the timer. So I think the timer pitched in with a bit of general evaluation as well. So I think we have found our next session general evaluator as well. So with that, let me hand it back, call upon our pending evaluation group members, which is the grammarian and as well as the accounter. So to begin with, I'll call upon our grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Sharath, to present his report.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Adarsh. Overall, it was a nice session, and several people used the word of the day as well. So special thanks to that. I'll call out Shraddha, Sudhindra, Adarsh, and Gaurav has used it thrice. So special thanks to you there for the word of the day. I've done some of the notes here, so I'll just go through that. So I heard Wednesday, right? So I feel the better pronunciation would be Wednesday. That's the right way to say it. And whenever we are talking about animals, the better pronoun to use it is it than using a his or her when it comes to animals. And so generally, I would like to tell my report than telling in name. So, and there was a usage wherever we got chance. So I feel whenever is a better usage there. And there was a usage, friends were remained in village. So there, the where is not needed. Friends remained in village is good enough. And I noted some good usage of some words like was alien to me, and clan of people, effigy was used effectively. And there was a usage ideas I was having. So it should be where, as ideas is it's plural. And when it comes to pronunciation of the and the, so the one and the art is the right way of saying it than the one and the art. And there was a usage will sat. So it's actually will sit. And also there's this usage of and all at the end of sentences that we commonly observe. I think it's better to avoid the usage of and all at the end of sentences. So other than that, it was a nice session. And that's about it from Grammarian Report. Over to you, Toastmaster Adarsh. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharath, for that very detailed report from a grammarian. I think very carefully you have listened to the entire speech, and that will help us improve our command over the language. So finally, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Chitra, whom I fear the most because the accounters are always stacked up against me. So I think she's come late. So our president and our counter stand-in Chitra, do we have any report for us?
Yeah, thanks, Toastmaster Adarsh. So I'll just present my report. I'll start with the name first. So Toastmaster Nitya, who was the TMOD, despite having spoken for a very large time, a long period of time in the meeting, she had less than 15 hours. And in several places, both Vikash and Nitya, I noticed that they used pauses very appropriately wherever there could be a scope of so great job there. Vikash used so and now a few times as filler words. Toastmaster Shraddha used less than 15 hours. She used then and but and like several times during her speech. Toastmaster Ekta also used less than 15 hours. And and so were repeated several times as filler words. Toastmaster Sudhindra, Gaurav, Aishwarya, Harshita, as table topics masters, pretty much clean. So less than 5 hours in most cases. Toastmaster Adarsh, yeah, a slightly greater number of hours than more than 15. Toastmaster Sudhindra, less than 10 hours. Was used several times. Yeah, just to highlight, Toastmaster Harshita filled several pauses by giggling during the speech. It was extremely refreshing. It kind of brought back a lot of memories for all of us. Toastmaster Gaurav, less than 5 hours as evaluator, and he used like as a filler word, and Sudhindra used several times. Toastmaster Aishwarya as the timer used almost no hours or ounce. So, but as such, I think it was a very clean session. This is all nitpicking. So great job. Also, tenacious, tenacity, and derivatives were used as almost as filler words today. That was heard more than us. So again, great job, guys. Back to you, Toastmaster Adarsh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chitra, for very sensitively presenting the counter report. So yeah, probably a feedback for myself. I goofed up a little bit when I was calling upon the evaluators and the timer report. So I think overall, I would say it's been a mix of fun a session where we connected a lot, both in terms of where we are, how did we reach here, and our past, I can say, maybe in a very short word, if I had to use. So with that, I would like to call upon the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nitya. If you are there, can you please take over the session? All right. So Nitya did inform that she may not be available at this space. So with that, I would like to call upon the staff of the meeting, which is Harshita, to take over from here for the voting and the rest of the pending formalities.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Adarsh. I would like to share the links for voting and feedback for the session. Please check. I have shared the links in the chat. Say feedback and voting links. Please provide the valuable feedback and voting for the session. Voting you can give now, and for the feedback later on also we can share when you are free. I will be sharing the feedback link via email also. Thank you.
Harshita, I don't see the link.
Yeah, even I don't see the link in the chat.
Sorry. It went on some personal chat. Sorry, I will change. It was going in personal chat only. Yeah, to everyone. Yeah. I have shared now. Please check.
Yes, got it. Thanks.
Yeah, actually, it is in some personal chat. The chat window is on, so it went like that.
Sorry, but the link is not working for me, I think, because it says it's no longer accepting responses.
Sorry. Just a second. I will enable the responses. It is like accepting only.
Even for me, it's not
Feedback I have enabled. Voting I forgot. Sorry. Now I have enabled accepting responses. Yeah, please do voting.
Harshita, just one update. I think
Yeah,
the table topics, Aishwarya's name is not
sorry, I will update. Just a second. I have given correctly in the feedback. In noting only I have given wrong, I think. Yes, sorry. I'm updating. Yeah, I updated. Please check if it is reflecting.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Please let me know if everyone is done with their outing. Yeah, I think I got 11 responses. Hope everyone gave their outing. Yeah, I'm sharing the role player and best speaker table topics with Gaurav. He will prepare and give the certificate. So just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Yes.
So while we are waiting for Harshita to announce the winners, I just wanted to communicate that the next what's the word? The season or tenure of office bearers will start, and we need all of your help and input in electing the posts for our SoundBytes Club. So we have the post of President VP Education that is being played by Gaurav right now, VP PR that is Sharath, VP Membership Sudhindra, and other than this, we have posts like the secretary and treasurer and SA that is Harshita. Secretary, I believe, is being played by Nitya and treasurer by Adarsh. Sorry, correct me if I'm wrong. So all of these posts are available. The new tenure is going to start, and we need to elect new office bearers for our club. So all of you are welcome to take up any of these roles if you want to make any change in how the club is run, or even just play a greater role in the day-to-day running of the club. Please, you're all welcome. Send your nominations in for any of these posts to either me, Gaurav, or any of the office bearers here. Otherwise, we will individually, like how we do for table topics, we'll individually pick you and make you take up those roles. So I have been president for almost 2 years now. So please, it's some time for somebody else to take up the baton.
Yeah, thank you, Chitra. Yeah, yes, Gaurav, I have shared the results for the evaluator, role player, and best speaker and best table topic speaker with you. I request you to please generate the certificates and share with Chitra.
Yeah, I will share it in 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you, Gaurav.
Also, just to highlight, going forward, we usually Toastmasters tenure for any office holder is 6 months. So every 6 months we have to renew, but in our club we had this tenure for 1 year. So every 6 months we would go and update in the Toastmaster portal, but elections or posts would be done for whole of 1 year. So we are now planning to switch to the 6 months period itself, so that everybody gets an opportunity to play a different role, and newer people who are joining the club also get that opportunity. So going forward, it would be a 6 months tenure. So whoever wants to volunteer for a shorter period of time also is welcome. You can try it out. If it doesn't suit, next tenure we can change as well. I was not able to attend the beginning of this meeting. Congratulations, Vikas, on starting your speech journey. Definitely go through the recording. From what everybody says, I'm really looking forward to this meeting.
Chitra, I have shared the result with you.
Sure.
Over email,
Okay.
please share.
Okay. So I'll be sharing my screen. Full screen. Okay, so the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Vikas. Congratulations, Vikas. It's a great beginning. I was here for Shraddha's speech, which was excellent. So I'm guessing it would be as good. Okay. So the best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Sudhindra. Congrats, Toastmaster Sudhindra. Best role player goes to Toastmaster Vedta. Okay, best table topics is a tie between Toastmaster Sudhindra and Toastmaster Aishwarya. Congrats to both of you. Great session, everyone. Thank you all for joining. And with this, I will bring this session to a close. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all. Thanks.
Thank you all.